Hey, Senators! Today we're going to watch a few scenes that include a short movies, TV shows, and documentaries. I'll be sharing my thoughts, reactions, about how this moment shows them culture and ASL on screen. Let's check them out together. Oh yeah! Oh that movie I've watched it 3-4 times by now.
What's rude is how noisy you guys are.
Man, thing to do. I remember watching that the first time a long time ago, and I was with my daughter watching CODA movie. That specific way. That because we've experienced that too. For my kids have headphones and they can hear me. So I said, hey, but my kids and my husband hearing too, they've told me that when I'm getting really cooking, when the bathroom getting really, whatever I'm doing, I'm loud. So they're always reminding me that I'm very noisy. So two different scenarios with the headphones. Mine is separate from the noise. My kids tell me you're so loud, Mom. That being said, CODA is a wonderful movie. I hope you watch it. The whole movie has so much deaf culture, probably more deaf culture ASL than any movie I've ever seen. Oh, the miracle. I love that movie, the old one that was made in 1962, not the new ones. So the scene that happened is that the teacher passed because he finally learned the connection with words. Awesome.
Yes.
Wonderful acting, how they tried to portray communicating with the deaf, for the deaf and blind, the tactile.
Round. Yes.
That's one of my favorite movies I've watched, and I still show that in my class when I teach them about deaf and blind. I show that specific movie. There's been a few bad, but they were weird and bad quote. That was my favorite. The miracle workroom. And I love how the acting is brilliant between her and Patty Duke. That acting is wow. Blows my mind because of the blind signing tactile communication. They did a great job of how to do the non-verbal signals expressions. They learn how to communicate by expressions. Love that. A quiet place. That the first movie. Yes, it is the first movie. Remember watching that. wish you could see the signs board that seemed to be cut off. I wish you could see the whole body though. I will admit that. Well, that movie, A Quiet Place, that's the first one. I did watch that because Mom wanted to watch that. To be honest with you, current movies, I like them, but I watched that one. And I was wanting to the end. That ruined the movie for me. I never watched second, or did I make a third one too? I don't know, but I do think it's awesome that the characters were shining. I think it's awesome to show that deaf culture there. The boy, yes, I think it's awesome. But I was watching and seeing that the screen showed a little bit of the hands. What more should see both sides, had them, everything, you know what I mean?
Before you cross the street.
Yeah, I remember that movie, Mr. Holland, Opus. That's a old movie from the 90s.
While you're busy making other plans.
Wow, it's a really powerful movie about hearing man losing teacher that has a deaf boy and
Beautiful, beautiful.
the struggle until he finally understood his son
Cold.
and started his son. Oh, yeah, that's an awesome movie. And that movie, I do show my myself one to the why because it shows the struggle of deaf or no sign communication from parents versus partly communication with parents. I think all parents should communicate with their children no matter their language, period. Try to support the child no matter what. So it's a good representation of the movie showing the struggles of them being accepted by parents hearing. Because parents that are hearing do struggle with trying to help their child that want them to have a good life. But they don't know that they're already having a good life. But they think any other life different from their own. That's not a good thing, so it's good for them to see there are other kinds of life to have. And if they don't communicate your language, it's a good movie. Watch it.
Your anger.
Wow, what the movie that
To push
Marlee
me
Matlin, one of those couple children have a leisure God.
Sorry.
That's a old movie from the 80s. That was really popular. One of the first
I'm sorry.
movies that saw me go on the
hurting
screen.
you. That you learned from me.
I like that you can see the hand better in this movie,
learn that you can
but
hurt.
still, not show the full body. It's because the deaf hand twist knows to put your heads up.
And you won't shrivel
Sure.
up and blow away.
And he then actor is voicing for both himself and her. She's voicing sounding. I love seeing that as an important part of deaf culture is signing voice off. Holy signing ASL. I love to see that in movies, and he is interpreting for her and picking signing at the same time for himself. That's good. It's really learning about how deaf with hearing interact. Sometimes hearing that have deaf or involved with the deaf, they tend to speak sign at the same time. And the deaf tend to voice off. Shows a lot of what happens in real deaf culture today. They show that in movies, a good way to teach you how to interact with the deaf. Another Marlee Matlin film. The TV shows a series and went on for like 5 or 6 seasons. It had both baby. I feel that it's all ASL, all of them. Deaf classroom, deaf teacher teaching, everyone showing all the sounds is awesome. Powerful question. Meaning, proud to be deaf. Powerful statement. Not the heck those, but deaf gang. Them powerful statement. And a lot of, I think everyone, no matter deaf, hearing, or hearing, everyone struggles with identity, period. So deaf people do identify as deaf, especially for their signing deaf with a capital D. That is a representation of deaf with a capital D. They're proud to be deaf. They identify as a deaf person. They feel secure in being deaf themselves. And you don't see a lot of that with deaf children growing up mainstream world. So they still struggle with being part of some type of world. So, Thomas F.B.Eye. That's a TV series that is based on a true story. They the hearing dog. Sweet, it makes me think of my hearing dog that I had. Beautiful shining, there you can see the whole hands. Wow, I love that scene, but to be honest with you, I never would. Shoot, Thomas F.B.Eye, I don't know why. I know I was here, but I just sometimes don't have time for a TV series. But in the future, I would have wanted. I have a whole cool things about it. And it's a true story about the real life of Sue Thomas. If you don't know anything about her, she's deaf. She's very good at it. She was hired by the FBI to work for them to video with the films and translate what they were saying so the FBI could know what they were. They have no sound, but they with lips. So I think it's cool that they have that. Yeah, totally movie that was specifically. Wow, I haven't watched that. But I am love that actress.
Gina?
I'm just going to take it for the first time ever. How come I did just a moment? Cool. She's a lot of superpowers, but I love that she said that she can vibrations like how she had the whole superpower and the true deaf people can feel more than you think. I feel things just like recently I was grading on my computer at home, and it's in the living room with my husband. My husband was watching something on TV behind me. Honey, the TV loud. He looked at me and goes, yeah, it is. I'm like, turn it down. You can't hear it. No, but I can feel it. It's annoying. So I think it's cool that they associate vibrations. But I've never watched that movie, and I want to now that wow, it's up. Maybe tonight I will watch the Eternals. Remember that only murders in the building. Well, that's a TV show that I specifically watched just 2 months ago during the summer because my daughter told me, Mom, you have to watch these because there's death there.
Took my bag? Why? Was it Glitter Guy? The person on the train. Glitter Guy, did he have glitter on him?
She tried to communicate with them by her content.
Is that ASL for glitter?
Good exam signing. Trying to communicate sure with things.
Is this his? I need to get to Coney Island now.
It was interesting. I remember watching that TV series. I didn't watch the whole thing, just that part with the deaf actor there. It was fun to watch the communication and how the hearing that no knowledge of signing communicates with someone who does speak signs only. So it's a good representation about how to, but I have to don't assume all deaf can feel themselves well. Sometimes that word to body, or they pick up one word like this movie, glitter. That one word, oh, he understood that and tried to fill in the blank for the rest of the communication. It was cool. I enjoyed that.
Go to camera, Mark.
Oh wow! Here's a trailer of Marlee Matlin. That not loud anymore. Not loud anymore. I haven't yet watched that. It was recently released a month or 2 ago. And that had showed in theaters in other big cities. But wow, I think it's awesome that they showed that the life of Marlee Matlin would be a cool to watch that. How I expect there was a 30-year gap that she alone had the only honor of having the Academy Award. Until 30 years later. She truly does belong there. that joy that warmth others toward his own shadow.
I hope you realize you are more than what people think you are. Be the difference and be loud.
I think it's a great representation of who showed the struggle of death. That movie's on my to-do-list to watch soon. But it was just recently released, and I've heard positive things about that documentary. And I think Marlee Matlin is a wonderful person, actress, writer, and it's a good way for you to see what she can do, what they can do, that she truly belongs in Hollywood. She deserves so much more than she brought us, in my opinion. Well, another movie that was recently released about the president now. That's a new movie that just came out. That
The time was now
the
to light a match.
people called. He and another director together both direct that movie. I think it's an important moment of deaf history, deaf president that happened in 1988. Well, things I've never seen before. I've seen videos that porn. I love how they incorporated old videos into the movie.
To go outside.
The lights started flickering, and I
Look.
could feel a vibration.
How do deaf know cooler?
We locked all the gates.
And students blocked any entrance to the campus.
Wow, that is so much more to this movie than just the YouTube that Marciaga has.
This is not just a protest. It's a revolution.
Well, I can read the one that movie as well. Again, that's on my list of worst movies. And one, now, the Morgan, if you haven't seen him, he's the most beautiful man in the world. But also, he is really advocate for the deaf, advocate for deaf education, not just a pretty face. He's really an advocate teaching hearing people about the deaf world. Now, and the hearing director both together directed the film. They were both nominated for an award for the best documentary. So that's really cool that another deaf has been nominated for a huge award. Now things are partly happening for the deaf people to be recognized for their skills. And just not just movies, and directing, acting, but for other things too. That deaf president now has been really trained the course of the deaf world, the deaf ones. So it really is a turning a point. So that's a movie I want to watch. Also big as the most beautiful deaf man or the most beautiful man in the world directed that. Thanks for watching with me. I love to see how ASL and deaf cultures are represented in different ways. And I hope this gave you a new perspective too. If you have other scenes you want me to react to, let us know in the comments. Until next time, keep tuning and decide.